Hello, this is the third video of introduction to Fusion 360 software. So first thing is that I am going to check my units. Units are in millimeter. I am going to change it to centimeters and click OK. Then I am going to start sketching and I am going to select the front plane for my sketching plane. And as you know, I am going to talk about for the arcs. There is three type of arcs. Arc is basically a small portion of a circle which is called an arc. So let me draw this shape. Now under the arc type there is three types of arc. The 3-point arc, for this 3-point arc you needed to select or define 3 points. The center point arc, which will be start from circle, and the tangent arc. So for 3-point arc I am going to select 3-point arc. I am going to select this point, then I am going to move to my second point and then drag it and place it on the third point. So this arc is drawn. And to repeat our tangent constraint, I am going to add a tangent constraint relation between this circle and this line, and a tangent relation between this circle and this line. This is the arc. A portion of a circle is called an arc. Now let me go to here. Now I am going to select the center point arc. For the center point arc we needed to define a center. Let's suppose I selected this center and it will be move around that way, like that. This is center arc, and then there is a tangent arc. So let me undo it. Just practice these arc, and depending on your drawing and on your planning, you can select any arc. And this is tangent arc. I am going to select this point and this point, and it will add a tangent relation between this point, this arc, this circle, and this line. And we can also define the tangent between this circle and this line. It is arc. So just practice these arcs. Depending on the situation you can select any arc. We will practice it more later. Here I want to tell you about another tool which is under the modify toolbar. So this tool is trim, and as you see the symbol of the trim is a scissor is given. So what a scissor do, it will cut anything. So that is the trim command, and the shortcut key for the trim command is T. So I am going to select this trim command, and trim command is basically used to a portion of a sketch or a line or a arc, and anything which you want to trim or remove or delete it, you can use that tool which is called a trim. So let's suppose I don't needed this line. So when I selected the trim command and then move to a line or a portion of sketch which I don't want, which I want to cut it or delete it, I move my over the line, and you can see the color of that line is changed. That is showing that when you click on your left mouse button, this portion of that sketch is removed. I click on that, and as you see, this portion is removed. Let me undo this, and suppose I draw a line like here. So again I selected the trim command, and now when I selected this line, it's telling that that portion will be removed from this sketch because there is a line in the middle of that line. So that way is just selecting this portion. So this portion is removed like that. This is the trim command. And also under the modify, as you see, there is a fillet command. Fillet command basically used to make a round corner in any sketch. Like this is a corner, we want it to make it a round corner. So I am going to select fillet. I am going to select this point, and as you see, it will become you can drag it like that way, or just describe the dimension here 1.5 centimeter, and this will make this portion a round corner, and again fill it, and this portion it's 1.5. You can also modify the dimension by double clicking on it and like place it to double click on it too. So there is a trim and fillet, and there is also an extend. So what does an extend do? Let me undo some stuff, and I'm just going to draw a line from middle. I'm going to trim this portion and draw a. So as you see, this point is not touching this point, so we can do it in different ways. Either we can just click your left mouse button and drag it on that point, and this will automatically add a coincident relation, and the other way is that you just select coincident, select this point, and it will make it coincident. And there is another method which is called it extend. So when I selected this extend and go to this line, it will extend this line starting from this point to here, like that. So you can use these tools in any scenario which you want to use it, depending on your sketching planning, because there is one sketch you can do it in a different ways. Okay, and let me tell you another tool which is called it, this tool is called it offset. And as you see, the offset is the symbol of offset showing is that there is a sketch, and around that there is a similar sketch. Like I draw this circle, and I want another circle starting from this same center. Depending on our choice, it will be bigger than that circle or smaller than that circle. We can use offset. Offset means it will make the same sketch with some distance to the reference sketch. So when you click offset, a window will appear like that. It is asking us sketch curvature. That sketch curvature meaning which portion of the sketch you want to offset it. So I selected this, and this handle will appear. I can select it outside that circle, I can select it inside that circle. We can flip it, we can use flip this command, and it's showing that the distance between these two circles is 1.03. let me place it 1, and this is done. And like you selected this line, I want to offset this, I selected this and sketch, and like that. And we can also flip it, so depending on your choice. And the distance between this line and this line is, you can see it's like that. Around this was our original sketch, and we make it offset. That's it, is the offset tool. So you know fillet, trim, extend and offset. Okay, now let me just delete it and then move to another tool which is called it polygon. So what is polygon? Polygon is any shape who have more than 4 sided. It's called polygon. So there is under the polygon you see 3 types of polygon. It is circumscribed polygon. Circumscribed polygon mean the circle is inside the polygon, and inscribed, the circle is outside the polygon. So there is no other difference, just the basic difference is that we can make the polygon from the center of a circle, and that circle will be touching the inside of the sides of the polygon. So I am selected circumscribed polygon. So see here, so I am going to select like this point and then drag it, and as you see, there is one dimension from the origin, and there is another dimension which is showing 6. That 6 mean this polygon is 6 sided. So if you want to make like 8 sided, no this polygon is have 8 sided. You can also make it like 10 sided. So to draw a polygon you needed to like count how many there is the sided given in your drawing. So I am going to make it 6 and I am going to just place it like here. So this is drawn, this is the center point and it is circumscribed. The circle is not showing but it is touching the inside lines. So I am going to add a coincidence between this center point and this line, and depending on our choice we can also make like I want to make this side horizontal, so it will be like that. And if I undo it, like I want this side vertical, so like that. And or if I want to make this point and this point facing the vertical, I'm going to select this point and this point, and it's like that. So depending on your sketch you can select like. And now I am going to select the inscribe. I am going to select this center, and as you see the circle is touching the outside corners of the polygon, and there is a dimension is showing and there is a side is showing. You can change this side to 5. I want a 5 sided. So now the sides are turned into 5. 1 2 3 4 5, and dimension from this point to here. You can also dimension by another way, or which way is dimension given, like the dimension of this side, like dimension of this side is given as 6, like that, depending on your situation. And there is an edge polygon. You can draw this polygon by defining one edge, so like that. You can change sides and other stuff. So this is the polygon. Now what I am going to do, I am going to draw a circle like that, and then I am going to select create and dimension, and this dimension is given as 40 and this dimension is given as 60. Now I am going to add a circle here, and the dimension of this circle is that from this center to this line it's 20, and from this top edge to this it's 30, and dimension of that circle is 35. So this is a sketch I just draw it. Now I wanted to draw a polygon. I just draw like that, and then I am going to make this point and this point vertical. Okay, and then I am going to add the sketch dimension from this point to this point. It's given as 8, and as you see you can move this like that. To fully define it, I am again selected this horizontal vertical. I want this point and this point on vertical, and I just wanted to change this dimension to 4. Okay, now there is another tool which is called it circular pattern. So I am going to select circular pattern. Circular pattern, what does that command do? It will make a pattern of a sketch with the reference of a center point. So to see that how it will work, you will understand better to see it how it works. So for the circular pattern window, first you needed to select object. So I wanted this whole sketch. I'm going to to make the selection clear, I am going to select this line, just zoom out if to make the selection easy, and then zoom out. Center point is asking which is your center point. I am asking this one. So the circular pattern is drawn with the total angle of 360 degree. As you see under the type, it is full around a circle. We can change it at angle, we can define an angle or full. So I'm just keeping it full, and it's asking how many quantity you want. So basically it's 3 quantities are here. It also selecting the already drawn. So I want to make it 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like that. That's the way the circular pattern works. So I hope so you will understand the circular pattern and how it works. Now let me undo it and again go to rectangular pattern. The rectangular pattern will make a object to pattern in both axes, either in x-axis or either in one y-axis, or either in one direction or in two direction. So I am going to select rectangular pattern. This window will appear, and it is asking me to select the objects, which object you want to pattern it. I want to pattern this object, so I am going to select every side of it, and then it asking me the direction. It basically asking which direction you want to make the pattern. And as you see, there is two handles are showing that, one in x direction like that and one in y direction like that. And you can like select the distance between them and stuff like that. So I selected this handle. It's showing that the distance between them is 45 centimeter. From here to this center it's 45, and there is 3 quantity, the 1, 2 and 3. We can make it 4, we can make it 5 like that, and we can make this distance like 50. And if I select handle, this handle on y-axis on vertical direction, now it's showing me that there is the distance between them from here to here is 35, and these are 3 quantities, 1, 2, 3. We can make it 4 and click OK. So that is the rectangular pattern. I hope so you will understand this circular and rectangular pattern. So just now I am going to select center circle and place a circle here, and again select a circle and place a circle here, and go to sketch dimension, and this dimension is 100 and this dimension is 50. And now I am going to add a constraint horizontal vertical for this point and this point. It will make them vertical. And then I am going to select circular pattern. I am going to select this for my object, and center point, this is our center point, and for quantities I am going to select 8. So this sketch is done. Try to do this sketch by yourself, and when this sketch is done, we are going to click on finish sketch. Now our sketch is finished, and as you see, it is showing in the isometric view. Now when you go to the browser, you can see there is a unsaved document setting name region, and there is another folder which is called it sketches. So every sketch you will draw will appear in that folder sketches. You can active and deactive this from here. It's very useful sometime when you have a complex geometry. You can like active and deactive. And as you see on the timeline control panel, there is also a sketch 1 is appear. So this is the timeline control. Every step we will perform will be here. So try to do this sketch, and you can see it from top, you can see it from right. You can like hold and rotate this thing cube. So I think you must practice this.